run it up, run it up.
And we'll get a look here at Davante Adams. He's been a quarterback's best friend, nearing 1,300 yards receiving on the year. It's the Raiders and the Lions, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Las Vegas Raiders. Brandon Garden joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Lions in this matchup. They're squaring off against a very tough unit to throw against.
And this is not one of the better passing offenses in the league to begin with, Brandon. And to illustrate that point, they're down near the bottom of the power ranking, so the focus is going to need to be on possession-type throws. Whether they're trying to use their running backs or tight ends a little bit more, the big thing is to make sure the quarterback gets it out of his hands quickly to his receivers, and they hope to gain an advantage that way.
Stadium. This taken in at the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They're led onto the field by the former Cal Bear, the #1 overall pick in 2016, Jared Goff.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown.
Opening play, and Goff wants to pass it. That throw taken in by Jameson Williams. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. Here's Goff. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Third play here, this opening drive as they're up against a 3rd and 5. There's Goff. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. Now Landry. It'll go as a 42, making a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders set to go to work behind their veteran quarterback, and that's Derek Carr.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years. And right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. The Raiders at 8-8 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
Carr going to get this to Jacobs, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. It's a jet sweep. This is Renfro. They juked him. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Give him a first down, 15 yards that time for the Raiders.
surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on, because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. His throw incomplete. The 25-yard line is what they need here. Incomplete. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
On first down, gone. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. First carry for DeAndre Swift. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Goff on 3rd down. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag. Completed it very well.
On first down, it's gone. It's Williams on the catch. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old, reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage, as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage, because man coverage, you're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
Play action. It's Goff. Looking sideline, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Goff. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Goff now looking to throw. And that will be incomplete. Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. Gay's kick is good, and the Lions are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, both teams kind of feeling each other out here, and now after 3 drives we have a score with that field goal.
Yeah, they're still waiting for their breakout drive to come to them, all right? They're using the playbook well. They're looking for that extra section that says touchdowns instead of field goals. But they'll take the 3 for now and try and get set up for more later.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, here we sit, Week 17. Just one more week in the regular season after this one. So if you're one of these teams trying to make a move and improve your spot or jump in from the outside, Charles, you better make that move now.
And these final games are often a good barometer for all those teams fighting for position or a wild card spot. They have to be able to get the job done these last 2 weeks before things get even tougher when the playoffs officially begin.
Going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
This one right here had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. They'll run right here with Jacobs to the 43, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Carr out to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jacobs. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4. Carr going to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
They certainly made a point of getting involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can count in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Zamir White. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Carr. And incomplete. Well, this defense for the Lions, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And they needed to be because the game was a game we don't see very often anymore. Low scoring, slugging it out.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Linval Joseph breaking free and dropping him. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starting in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or two. It's no good, and instead of tying it up, they'll remain down by 3. So 2 missed field goals for him now, and that's helped keep them with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, it's not the only reason they have a 0. The offense has been bogged down a few times now, but it's certainly not helping the cause any at all.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted,
and he lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up on the move past the 40. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S, ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Goff. Throw over the middle and finds Williams. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Third and 2. Goff. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Goff on first down. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Goff a handoff here to Swift. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
When you're lateral to the line of scrimmage, linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down. But when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Flash those fast feet, but they'll drop him at the 5-yard line as he can't get any closer to the end zone. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. Max Crosby in there to get it for a loss of 3, and it will be 4th down.
The downside for the defense is that they're dealing with a team that's in their red zone, but the upside, not much room to work with for the offense. Fewer windows in the zone for them to throw into. Tough for a quarterback to get a throw off before the pressure ends up getting to him.
Matt Gay now gets ready for the field goal try. This from 25 yards out. And Gay knocks this one through, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And last time out, another missed field goal, so maybe their confidence wavering a little bit right now in the kicking game.
And I'm with you on that. I think at this stage, they'd love to not run him back out there in a tough situation. But let's face it, they may have to. So right now, the head coach is talking to the offense coordinator and saying, call this game like we're going to put it in the end zone. Let's try and take the field goal out of it.
Now a give to Jacobs running right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing his car on 3rd down. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick six.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. Now this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They find themselves down 13-0 here as they try to get things started offensively. 1st and 10.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
Throwing now is Carr. He gets this to Davante Adams. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
3rd and 4 is always a tough call. Maybe a little too long to run for it, but not too long to hit him on the quick slant. And that was well executed. Found the window and zipped it right in there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. First down, here's White. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Here's Carr to throw. He'll get this underneath to Jacobs, and he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Carr to throw on 3rd and 1. And he fires one, but incomplete. So on 4th down, here's A.J. Cole to punt for the Raiders. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a first down throw. Goff. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Now Goff on first down. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Romeo LaCroix shooting in there and dropping him for the sack. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's when we turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Landry now on the return. Called that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10. Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. On play action, it's Carr. Under pressure, and down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson able to run him down for a loss of 12 that time. When you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
So after the sack, Carr in Las Vegas with a 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming. Now he's able to break through 1 tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Right back to Swift again on 2nd down. And this will be taken across midfield and into Raider territory. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. And this is away, and I don't think Landry will get a chance to return here. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
First play of the drive going for 14 and a 1st down.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Open receiver here, complete, it's Parker. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Jacobs going to try the middle. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. On 2nd and 9. Carr. Quickly a slant to Renfro. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 23. That's a gain of 13 as they try to whittle away at this 13-point deficit. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him. But sometimes you can scheme a guy open. You put the receivers in a bunch. Maybe you move some motion. Maybe you put them on the backside of a formation, and all of a sudden you've got a better matchup. Every now and then, the offensive guys, they figure a way to get him open, even with everyone keeping eyes on him.
And that's certainly a guy they want to keep trying to scheme open.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. Carr. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. They'll go for it. It's Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darren Waller, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are on the board here in the final minute of the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football, full half to be played. As the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Lions now taking over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. On 1st down, Goff. And that's out to the flat for Swift. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Gone. They'll find Williams on the slant. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Here's Goff. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
Here's Jack Fox now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded just inside the 20. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Raider offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw pulled in by Renfro. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. They fake the handoff. Now Carr. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll start out west at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. And late in the first half, it's the Broncos who are out on top. Marvin Jones, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And as you see, they were winners earlier this afternoon. Michael Gallup, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. Lastly, let's get you to MetLife Stadium to see what's happening with the Giants at home in East Rutherford. And they currently trail the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles still in a dogfight, but this would be a good victory for them if they could get it. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Lions. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The Raider offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now. And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Carr now on first down. Dancing to his left. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. Now Carr. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions 33. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That's a big gainer on that play, and from experience, I can tell you, that's where defensive backs will come into the huddle and say, guys, how about some pass rush? But you're going to say it nicely because those big guys up front, they don't like being criticized very much. Quarterbacks in this league, you know they'll pick you apart if you give them time like that to find receivers downfield.
He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
Well, offensively, that's a mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. They got to get to the 23 here on third. Again, they'll throw with Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a 4th down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So plenty of leg, but it's the accuracy there that lets him down.
Yeah, he hit it really well. I think this might have been good from 55, but you'll see it just conk off that upright, and they're denied a chance at 3 points.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Now a chance to take advantage of that missed field goal. 1st and 10, way up at the 37. Now Goff. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. On 2nd down, Swift. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll try and run here with Swift. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a 4th down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
He'll give it to Jacobs to start the drive.
Despite some tough running, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. Play action. Now it's Carr. And this one is incomplete. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Carr now to throw. And that is incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And he'll take it just outside the 40. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And they'll be stopped at the 28 on a play that started at the 14. They pick up 14.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't they did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. They'll fake the give. Now Goff. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Because they're not going to fight defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Gay's kick is good, and now it's a 2-score game at 9, 16-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And now here come the Raiders. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A handoff, Jacobs running to the left. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, it's not time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
From midfield, here's Carr. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. To throw, it's Carr. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's A.J. Cole now as he's on to punt for Vegas. Taking it about the 16. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. DeAndre Swift heading back out with his Detroit teammates. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself, at this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You
really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
And he is going to lose yardage here. And despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
13 yards remaining on second down. Back to throw. Gone. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down. Goff now looks to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. You know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Roses to add the extra point. And it's good. It cuts it to 2. 16-14 our score. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. The Lions offense set to take over. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number 1 because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. First down Lions on a pickup of 13.
Gain of 13 yards. First down Lions.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Swift going to try up the middle. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
From the gun, here's Swift. And he's going to be close to a first down as he gets this to the Raiders' 43-yard line. On third down, here comes Swift. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. 46 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive, but sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose, and just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
On 1st and 10, Goff. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Now a toss for Swift left side. And he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29. Play number 9 on the drive coming up, and they need 9 yards on third down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And Gay knocks this one through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. So out come the Raiders. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling with this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
From the 24, Carr looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
A little run there. You just see the receiver trying to run down the defender, meaning goes right at him, and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
Now a play fake. Carr. And it's complete to Adams.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That's good for 28 yards. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 27-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. On play action, it's Carr.
And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
Carr. This is Carr. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about.
And that's caught by Landry for a Raider touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass. And the Raiders put together a 4th-quarter drive to take the lead.
Well, this has definitely been a back-and-forth affair, and now they have the lead here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, and they gave up the field goal on that last drive, as we remember. But it felt like their offense told them, don't worry about it. We got your backs. We'll come back with a touchdown of our own. And they did.
And no, incomplete. They can't convert. So they tried to bump the lead up to a field goal. Instead, it stays at 1 here in the 4th.
Well, that decision to me was all about pulling up the chart. You know, that beautiful chart that tells you when to go for 2, when to go
that
for
chart.
1. I do love it. It helps you with your decision-making during heated times. And just look at it right here in this point of the game. Go for 2. Try and make it a field goal difference.
But now just up 1 makes the rest of this fourth quarter a little more interesting.
Yeah, they followed the chart. They just didn't get the 2 points on the board, did they?
Nope.
And Detroit back in possession of the football. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. They'll start on the ground with Swift.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. To throw is Goff. He's going to have the hook up to Gage. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Goff on third down. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down in bounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Goff on first down.
And that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete.
Throwing again is Goff. Eluding the pressure right, and he'll just get rid of it. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Now it's Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Here comes the Lions punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Raiders offense ready to go.
They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Back near his goal line. Here's Carr. Hard throw, incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing ball up and sweat it out on the sideline.
So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards.
And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Goff.
They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And everybody thinking about the possible field goal on 4th. It would be 58 yards from here. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And that is incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to have already talked him. I guarantee you, he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And that is no good. Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a one-point game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a first down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, Week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Once again, it's Jacobs. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. And they'll indeed take a knee. 38-yard line, 2nd and 11. Here's a handoff to Jacobs. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. And that will line up just short. He had it on line. It ran out of gas at the end, and this is going to remain a one-point game. Will just got a heck of a show, Carter. This was a close game for a long time. Close at half, close down the stretch. Home team finds a way to get it done and narrow victory.
Yeah, they finished with a flourish, didn't they? Because there were times where each side looked like they were the better team out there. And the outcome is in doubt for much of this game. Every snap seemingly more important than the previous one. Great effort from the guys visiting. But in the end, how about those guys in their home stadium finding a way to win?
So for Las Vegas, they finish above 500 for the year. The final tally 9-8.
And that is maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but a better than average season nonetheless. Meanwhile, for Detroit,
they wanted desperately to finish above 500, but that will not happen as it is an 8-9 season in the end.
And they can take solace in the fact that this team never quit all the way to the end.